to the sea.
What?
Yay! Had a little break.
We're back, baby.
Praise the Lord, we're back.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
Okay, what stories? What stories? We had Wiley weekly updates. We said we're bringing back to you right now. So, yeah. What, JC, have you got to tell us about Wiley?
Right, so Stormzy and Chip, they've got a bit into a tiff now, haven't they?
Yeah, a bit of a tiff.
And
what's it all about?
To be honest with you, it's just
rumours right now.
Yeah, just palaver right now. And Stormzy is seeming not to respond back. So Wiley is now saying that he is going to send for Stormzy in a diss track again. If he does not respond to Chipmunk.
What dirt has he got on him though? Like he's threatening to do a diss track.
Well, apart from the fact that he said he can rip off his mum's head, weave off her head, and
and the
nothing serious.
Yeah, not really serious.
Just childish stuff.
I mean, I don't see how he can have any bad boy piece of information. Destroy, Mr. Stormzy right now.
Was it Dutch Belly where he turned around and said, "Oh, sorry, I'm sorry. If it was Chip that was coming after me, I wouldn't go after him lyrically either, because you really can't really slightly." But he said he'd show up at full man too.
Is that what he said?
That's what he said. He was on live. I don't know who he was on live with, but this is what he was saying. I was like, I agree.
Dutch Belly's a funny guy. He's actually a funny guy. Wow. I don't want no problems with you, man. I want
not with me. I have to be like, no,
I wouldn't want no problems with you then, Mr. Dutch Belly. You know what I'm saying?
What do you think Wiley should do next? Like, I feel like he should do a show or something. Instead of like diss tracks. I might not let him, but he could release it on a platform that he's allowed on.
It's not allowed on any platform. They just take it down immediately so that you can't make money from it.
Well, if he doesn't rant about things, I'm sure they're not going to remove it.
They can't. It doesn't matter if he doesn't rant about it. He's done.
Well, they can't.
He's a hate preacher now.
Yeah, and he can't even take back what he said ever. He can't take back what he said ever. So it's like, that's
it. Didn't know my days.
He tried to explain it, but they wouldn't even let him explain. He said
Hopkins still allowed on certain platforms.
Yeah. Well, one thing I don't understand though is, they took all of his music off. So they took all of his music off and then they put it back in again. Like, I don't know what's going on.
So they can keep making money off him.
Probably.
Just in case.
Probably.
Maybe.
He can't be
But
a
he
musician.
can't, It's ridiculous. The way that they're stopping his bread, stopping something that he loves. He's the godfather of crime. Imagine being told it's just silly. It's just nonsense. And this is what I mean.
And Dr. Vedi has a nerve.
I didn't like him.
I'm sorry, I've got to bring it out for a week in a row. Dr. Vedi, man, you have some nerve, man. Like, you're supposed to be sticking up for one
Facts, it's true.
You know what I mean? And I'm just saying this in the nicest way possible. You know what I mean? Like, you can't just sell out like that. And I feel like alright, cool. Wiley may have generalized. Do you understand what I'm saying? But at the same time, you shouldn't really bite the hand that feeds you. And I'm not saying that he brought you like in. Like, you know what I'm saying? But like, he created a blueprint for us to, you know what I mean, to shine. And
he could have done it a different way, but I feel like they've killed it now.
I think it's like when Kanye turned around and said, "Oh, black people, slavery is their choice." It's the way that they say something is too shocking for people to understand what they're trying to really say, the message, what they're trying to say, and that's the point. So when we sometimes say things that are too shocking, immediately people just turn off.
I like the fact that you even brought that up, because it's crazy. When Mr. Kanye West said slavery was a choice, everyone was still like with like Kanye. Everyone was still collaborating with Kanye
I was thinking, I understood what he was saying, but I feel like the
with
media kind of portrayed it in a different way. The media kind of messes with things a bit.
He did say that though, that actually did come out of his mouth.
He said it, but he was saying that, it's a choice because it's mentally we choose to allow ourselves to be enslaved, and I think he means even currently to this day that we are.
That's what he means. That we are enslaved.
Yeah, it's
way worse now.
Oh,
they've got kids now heads stuck in TikTok. They don't watch TV anymore. They're stuck on apps watching other people play games and living life.
Because when I watched the full video compared to the media, that's what I took from it. But they were trying to imply it was like just black, like he meant black people back in slavery time. And I was like, I didn't really take that from that.
No. but see, this is the thing though. Like, I mean, I never took it to an offence either. But
it did become a mental thing if you thought that in Jamaica was 18 slaves to one one slave owner.
Yeah.
So
I'm saying even then it was a choice
becomes a
mentally
because you're bred like that for hundreds of years. Of course, you're gonna think one way before you actually get the strength to fight back, because psychologically you're told that you're a dog.
But some slaves did fight back. They poisoned them.
And look what they did.
Broke out.
Those are some of them. You don't think all of them were doing this together, because you just don't.
But if they weren't mentally, because they have to break them down and stuff, if they weren't mentally enslaved, then they wouldn't even have that power over them, because they'd be fighting out to get out. So they have to do things like that.
So black people can defend, like the black Americans can defend Kanye West, for saying that, for putting that out there.
Why can't black English people say
but black English people is going to shun up what Mr. Wiley says, over a different type of race.
They're going to shun what Wiley said, whilst the black Vatican guy can't be accepted.
Precisely.
Black folks are going to bring the same person down for basically speaking his truth. You understand what I'm trying to say? And it's our people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say?
You should get more support, but it's crazy time we're living in.
You understand what I'm trying to say to you? Like, Wiley, to be honest with you, personally, Wiley has got more of a bigger influence in my life than Kanye has, and because to all of us, because it's what we know.
British, it's us,
British, it's us. You understand what I'm trying to say to you? So for that to even it's absurd, man. It's absurd to see the grime scene, just to see the music scene just turn
into what it is.
It's a dangerous thing as well, the fact that they're able to cancel them like that. This could set like precedents in the future. Like, people can be blocked, people can be shunned by society. This is a dark and dangerous path we're actually walking down, and that's what I'm scared of. Like, I read this book called Flawed, and inside of it, they have two justice systems. You have the court justice system, and then you've got the system where if your neighbours think that you've acted wrong, you get branded with an F. You're not allowed to eat food. You're not allowed to not eat food, but you're not allowed to eat flavoured food, and you're not allowed to be part of society. Really, truly, you have to walk most places.
Wow.
And this could be for things like cheating, or this could be for things like helping another flawed person, things like that. But this is where society is really and truly going. We've got Big Brother everywhere. You've got your eyes watching. You've got neighbourhood watch everywhere. Like, everything just becomes so focused on watching your neighbours and self-policing. I think this is what they're trying to really do with the cops now, like, especially in America, because the way that they be pushing all people over, making sure the cameras are on them whilst they beat up these black people, making sure that they shoot black people. It's like, we're trying to get here. We're trying to get to a place where we're self-policed. We're trying to get to a place where cameras control our life, where our money's taken away, where they can look through all your bank records because you can't use anything else apart from your cards. Like,
I think it's not that everyone's trying to go that way, but we're getting controlled to go that way. And it's pretty bad. And do you remember Black Mirror as well?
Yeah.
Well, do you remember the one where they had the eye contact lens?
Oh yeah.
And that guy got blocked off. That is Wiley. Like, literally, Black Mirror.
That's where we're going.
And that was British as well.
That is.
That was a British one.
You.
Whoa, that's crazy.
I take it Wiley's the first black celebrity to
get this.
Yeah.
Made him an example. Like, don't talk on these things or you get blocked.
Of course.
JC, I just love you sipping your tea there. Like,
I mean, it's absolutely beautiful. I'm not gonna lie.
Like
this
a mini
is
cheddar.
Oh yeah, mini cheddar. Mini cheddar.
Would you like a mini cheddar?
Yes, so don't mind if I do. Thank you very much. You know what? Don't mind if I get two. I get two.
A whole pack.
Mini cheddars, everyone. Yeah, relax. Oh yeah, I've got another story here. So Mark Zuckerberg and his wife pushes to decriminalize all drugs. Now, do you feel like
decriminalize?
Decriminalize.
Wow.
So they donated £500,000 in efforts to stop drugs in Oregon. And do you feel this is like them posting this in an article and all this, like sharing it? Do you think glorifying to give to charity is genuine, or do you think they're doing it to seem human?
To seem human, I like that.
How about none? Like, how about none?
Even to give.
Yeah, how about none?
I think it's important that we talk about it and show that we're doing these things, because sometimes you doing something can set off someone else doing something, like, hey, I can do that too. I think at the end of the day, if you're still donating, that's what's important. However, of course, there's going to be some people that find a prideful part. You do feel quite happy with yourself when you do something. I've never, like, no human would do something if it didn't make them feel good.
Yeah, you do it out of the goodness of your heart, not for to get everyone else's like.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, you still get something. You still receive something. Like, even if you don't want to publicize it, you still feel good about yourself.
Yeah, you don't need to like glorify it to others. That's why I'm saying, like, do you think he's just doing it to see me like a human, so everyone else can be like, oh yeah, he is a human being.
America's just a goddamn crazy place.
You get it? Yes, that's what me gets.
I personally don't understand. Like when I went to Amsterdam, like, and I found out that, you know, weed was illegal there, yeah, marijuana, like medical terms. It was just a bit mad. Like it was just mind blowing to me. The first time I actually went there, I was just like, wow. I was mind blown, you know. I was like 18 years old, and I was very mind blown. I was like, wow, I can't believe this. Wow, like you're actually allowed to
smoke whenever you want.
It's governed. We're being governed. You understand what I'm trying to say to you?
Can't tax it. Yeah.
There is no one. They can't tax. You know what I mean?
They can't tax it.
They make money from that. Their country makes money from that. It's crazy. Most of their revenue comes from that.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm trying to say to you? So it's like, at the end of the day, being governed is an illusion, man. Like if Mark Zuckerberg he's got billions, yeah, and he wants to decriminalize drugs in one certain part of a state in America.
Yeah.
Listen, don't be surprised if it says you know we
gave us money.
We're granting you to do this because you've got the access to do it, and don't be surprised if he ends up being a president or something for that sort of
would be creepy.
Committee,
he ends up president.
If he ends up president.
I mean, when you've got that sort of that's what I'm saying. I mean, when you got that sort of long money, anything's possible.
Anything's possible. Yeah. Look at
Jay-Z.
Trump.
Look at Jay-Z. Trump. Jay-Z could possibly run for president.
Kanye against Mark Zuckerberg for president.
Babe, you can't run for president if you've got a criminal record, can you?
Well, does Kanye have that?
No, Jay-Z.
Oh no, yeah, you can. No, you can.
Okay.
George Bush has a criminal record.
So where? What, the first one, senior or junior?
Junior.
So what did he have a criminal record for?
Drink driving.
LOL.
He should have more than that.
He's
like
got
more
drink
crimes
driving,
as well.
more stuff. Yeah, he's got more rap stuff under his rap sheet.
And yet he was president, and this is what people actually elected him into this. They didn't vote for Hillary because she was a woman, and
but look what Bush did in the end anyway.
Look what Bush has managed to accomplish.
Yeah.
He's accomplished a lot of
evil.
Yeah.
True. What he did to the victims of Hurricane Katrina. That was the old Kanye that I love. When Kanye got up, that was the Kanye that everyone misses. Yeah. When he got on the front camera with Mike Myers and said, George Bush hates black people.
Yeah, when he spoke some truth. So did Eminem at one point as well. They were speaking out.
Oh yeah.
And then they seemed a bit controlled.
Because everyone starts buying your music when he starts speaking out of turn. If the whole world doesn't want to face
No, I don't think so. A lot of people supported what he said.
Black people, not a lot of white folk.
I don't think that's true. I don't think every white person loves George Bush.
You mean Eminem?
We said that he helped come forward. I didn't even know about this part, but other people, like there's more people out there.
I think Kanye has white support. I think he has supporters of all race, to tell you the truth.
I think he does, but you know what it is, yeah? He's always going to have a lot of white, it's going to have white support, it's going to have different races.
Yeah, I don't think it's one, like, I don't think it's one group
you've got black people that support Donald Trump, like.
Yeah, exactly, and that's the
and
thing.
Mexicans.
Yeah, that's
like,
people with different races support Trump,
That's the people that are just cancerous, really. Those are the people that are cancerous in the world. No matter how many people that support you, you're always going to have the majority of evil in the world. Do you understand what I'm saying? People who support Trump's decisions. The Kim Jong-un, people who support racism. Do you understand what I'm trying to say?
That's the freedom of speech.
That people are actually, think about it, deep it. This whole Black Lives Matter has happened, and people are actually comfortable with just saying, all lives matter and black people don't matter. Like,
that's true.
People are actually comfortable, people are comfortable with, what, the police was doing his job. Knowing full well he wasn't
doing his job.
Yeah.
You can't keep excusing that, he shouldn't have had his hands. They always make an excuse. There's always an excuse, and there's always one for the police.
Yeah.
But that's in certain cases. Sometimes it is a bit like you have the police in America are just crazy to everyone. I've seen them throw a Mexican woman or a white woman across the room, like just bust in a house and just pick her up by her head and just throw her across the room. And this was before the Black Lives Matter thing. Like the police in America is crazy. Like, oh yeah, I do have another story on that actually.
Mm.
What was it? It was an autistic boy. He was made to stay on the floor for 4 hours.
Yeah.
And he was a white boy by the police as well. Where did this? Where we go? 7-year-old autistic boy, handcuffed, face down, and threatened for nearly 40 minutes.
Autistic.
Wow.
So you can't understand why.
Wow. So
they're just crazy, you know. They're moving mad. I just feel like, even with that guy that got pushed over.
That old man, yeah, he looked like he was.
What was
just like, what's going on?
Walking the road and crossing the road and stuff.
Was the little boy black?
No, he was white. He was a white boy.
But he's autistic, so he's not compliant, but he doesn't understand. You can't just tell someone to break out of their habits and stuff like that.
I think you just have bad people and all sorts, like in the police departments and all of it. But you can't say all of them are there. I don't know.
And it's not just a.
You say they all are.
It's a black and white.
Yeah, quite a big majority.
It's just originally, police actually they were literally made just to catch slaves, like run.
Pretty much, yeah.
So,
yeah, the police in America are Freemasons as well.
All police in the world. That's the reasons why police exist, because the original. Like there was no one was policing no one. Like put it like that. Before slavery, basically, what you don't know is that there's so many teachings and secrets in this world that you don't even know of. It's crazy. You see the fact that we all work in this whole 9-to-5 job and so on and so forth. That all stems from slavery. That just all stems from the fact that from black people. It all stems from that. Do you know what I'm trying to say to you? So it's like. But obviously, as years go by, you've got to change the names. You got to be compliant. You know what I mean?
But that means everyone's under just in a slave camp then. Yeah. Pretty much.
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah, you pay your taxes.
Including police.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's why they do. That's why they do what they do. Yeah. Sometimes they see it as there's no point of being good. Do you understand what I'm trying to say to you? So
that's mad.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I've got another story here to do with cops as well. Cops released photo that were tagged with partner in crime from Breonna Taylor's boyfriend's phone that showed them both holding a gun, believed to be the one he used to fire at police, as messages also suggest he was selling drugs.
Do you believe this, or do we believe that they're just trying to completely...
I don't know, because it's
I mean, I see a picture. I saw a picture.
Yeah, I saw the picture.
Yeah, I saw a picture, but you can't have me convinced. I'm sorry, you can't have me convinced. Yeah, so what? There's a picture of Breonna Taylor and her man sitting down posing guns.
In a country where you're allowed guns.
I'm not convinced. That you can never convince me.
They're just trying to portray us like...
They couldn't find any of the bullets and stuff like that. But I thought she was sleeping as well in bed.
Yeah, and even with this article, the point they're making is that the boyfriend might have been selling drugs.
On the boyfriends.
And all this. So I'm like, so why did you shoot her?
Because it angers the other people reading this. What you don't understand is that the majority of people
it doesn't.
Who do they identify with? They're not going to empathize with a black person, and then the minute you mention, they were breaking the law, they make an excuse. Look what happened with Trayvon Martin wasn't even doing anything. All he was doing was walking home, and what happened to George Zimmerman? He got away with it.
Wasn't that security
and he sued
guy,
the family.
Police officer?
He was a security guard.
Yeah.
He hasn't won yet, but he could potentially. If they
but
say
a lot of
these people,
it's
ridiculous. How can you kill someone's son and then sue them?
A lot of these people, that guy seems crazy as well. But a lot of these police officers in America, I'm not sure if it's the same in England, but Freemasons and stuff. So they all get each other's back. They got lawyers that can help them out of certain situations. It's pretty, it's pretty bad.
Wow.
So you see anything on that?
Yeah, well, all I've got to say is you can't have me convinced. You just can't have me convinced on whatever you're trying to portray anybody that you've gunned down.
Yeah.
You said they must have did the same thing with George Floyd.
Yeah.
You had a couple cases on him or something like that.
But that doesn't mean that you get to execute this person. You're not the
jury or the
judge.
Thank you. You can't have me convinced. I'm sorry. You can. I don't even care if that person shot 25 people, bruv.
Yeah. Like that little
You
kids.
can't have me. You can't have me.
School shooters. They come out alive when they've shot up how many kids?
Let's get on to them now. So when these guys, when supposedly when a white person goes ahead and starts shooting up schools and so on and so forth, they always paint them in a good light. They never,
they don't use their mugshots. What they use is them from the swim team or from the something to make them empathetic, and that's to do with the media. It's propaganda, and it's where they're leading us.
Propaganda.
But is it just that, or is it also, because I feel like with doing things like that, it's like you're releasing a psycho back into society, and then innocent people get killed.
Then they don't get released, but they're still being kept alive. Whereas innocent people are being shot for literally doing nothing.
Yeah,
sitting in your car, but because they can say, "Oh, you made a movement," they can shoot you. You haven't done anything. They can ask you to take off your seatbelt. You go to take your seatbelt off, shot immediately when they've asked you. Some people, that's why you have people, the videos of them holding their hands completely saying, "I won't move," blah 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 blah. But it's all.
And even with the like these white kids shooting up schools or whatever, they're shooting other white kids, and then they get a short sentence, and then they're allowed to like come out back. I just feel like they're letting people that do real crimes come out on short sentences back into society.
I don't even call that like short sentences. I don't even call them like jail sentences. They take them to mental asylums and like that's some child place.
They have therapy and speak.
Really?
They get medication. They can watch TV.
They don't go to jail.
They don't go to jail.
They don't go to jail. They don't do none of that.
They're basically in the hospital. Yeah.
That's just crazy to me.
It's just,
that's crazy.
I feel it's just anything.
And ping pong as well. They don't have to do chores. You've got ping pong. They have activities for them to do so they don't get bored.
This is just
rehabilitate them.
They call it mental prisons, but they're not really mental prisons though. Like there's a difference. There's a difference in it. With them lot. You've got mental prisons that obviously are like prisons. Do you know what I mean? But it's just for mental people. But when I feel like when they do that to people like that, those guys who are just shooting up schools and stuff, I don't feel like they even take them there. I feel like they just take them to like
a B&B and stuff. Like you see how they've got the McDonald's for that shooter that went and shot up in a black church. They gave him McDonald's. They went for a drive before they went to the police station or something like that. Got him McDonald's. Like he was treated very, very well. The guy that raped, he raped a girl at his college because the father was best friends with the judge. He got away with it. They said that the girl had wanted it even though she was passed out in the dumpster. I don't know if they took a video or what, but he was there raping, but he got away with it. And the photos they used for that once again was him on the swimming team. They didn't use any of his mugshots, nothing like that. But Mark Duggan, what did they use? They made him look. They cropped out the picture of him holding his daughter at his daughter's grave. Yeah. They cropped out the picture of the his dead daughter's picture, and made it out to be that this is a mugshot. This is angry because he looks angry. Because he just looks because he's hurt and he's at his daughter's grave. Wow. But this is what they do. It's all propaganda just to make you think one way. That they're not a victim.
The evil people aren't that evil.
Or how about this whole shady thing where Stephen Lawrence who died?
Oh my gosh, the police
and the police. This country that we live in. This country that we live in. This whole police force had their back, like
hid evidence. Yeah.
The one of the guys who was the mafia and that.
The mafia was part of it. The one of the team was in the mafia.
Black people don't get no justice.
The only witness, the French girl. There was a French girl at the bus stop who witnessed the whole thing, saw everything that happened. They didn't let her come to court. So
I didn't even know that.
This is her thing.
I didn't even know that. That wasn't even part of the documentary. Imagine that. That wasn't even part of the documentary.
She was here for like 2 weeks. She came over from France for 2 weeks. She didn't really have black friends or anything like that, but she witnessed the whole thing. She saw I don't know if it's Stephen Lawrence or his friend at the bus stop. Then the other one comes over to them and they're dancing happily. Then they just see the racist go past, came. So then the friend tried to run, but Stephen couldn't run fast enough. They stabbed him. She witnessed everything, was able to tell them even about the teeth because the guy had filed down teeth. The main guy that stabbed him, but no one was actually convicted of his murder. They only got little short sentences like manslaughter or something like that.
It's ridiculous.
And that's not even everyone that was involved. They didn't get everybody. The police hid everything. They hid. They wouldn't let her testify.
That's what I'm saying. Something dodgy is going on, man. That is dodgy. That is really weird.
17 years later.
The fact for justice.
You were born in 93. Do you understand? I was, you know what I'm trying to say? It took 17 years later
for anything to happen.
For any sort of justice. And you know what's so mad? It's 2020. They're still trying to get their justice.
Still, yeah.
And guess what? They said, I'm sorry, we got to close it. They said, I'm sorry, there's nothing we can do. They just closed it not too long ago, like around February, March time. They closed the whole thing. Wait, I think, around March, April time, they closed the whole case and said, I'm sorry, but we can't get those other people. We can't get those other people. Them people there just living life. But I had someone who said something to me. They said, "You think they're living life? Trust me, they're not living life. You think they're living life? They're not living life. They ain't living life. Yeah. Every day." They've got people walking up to them saying, "Bro, you're that guy that killed Steven, innit?"
Especially with the teeth, man.
That guy with jagged teeth, bro. They ain't living good, man. They ain't living good, trust me. Two of them, they're getting punched up anyways in jail. Like, you know, they never live good, innit? Karma has this way of...
Yeah, what comes around goes
what goes around comes
yeah.
around. And at the end of the day, this ain't the promised land, guys. This is just our physical souls.
Yeah.
You get me? The promised land is when we're not it. You get it? So...
Yeah. Amen to that.
That's it.
And even with like paedophiles, how they're trying to give them like, what do you call it? Like take them to mental homes or whatever.
Yeah.
Like so they get special treatment.
Yeah,
I'm like, what is
special
going
treatment.
on? What, so they can molest whose kids? Like, what's going on? Like,
And that's the same.
I don't understand it.
They will classify. They'll put paedophiles. They'll put paedophiles, and they'll put people like who do hate crimes and stuff, like proper hate crime. I'm talking black. Anything to do with black, like just religion or anything like that, they'll put them in some sort of isolation sort of thing. Whereas somebody who is non-black, ain't gonna get that sort of privileges. Do you understand what I'm trying to say to you? I mean, if you're Asian, you're lucky enough to get them sort of privileges. Do you know what I mean? But that's another story, because at the end of the day, we go to the nearest corner shops. Who owns that? It's an Asian man. Do you understand what I'm trying to say to you? So it's like, black people don't have a leg to stand on, wherever it be with the law or just wherever it be just...
I don't care if you're black and you're a paedophile. I don't care. I don't want you to get any special treatment either. I don't care.
You gotta go. But then this is the thing, though. This is the thing. Mr. R. Kelly.
I don't want him to get no special treatment either.
Do you understand what I'm saying? But then why is it taking so long? But then look at all the innocent black girls that he had done what he did to. Why is it taking this long?
Because it's making money off it, the documentary and stuff like that.
It's not just
not just the money.
Because
think about it.
There's masters as well. The people own his masters, so of course they're gonna tell the other musicians, you can't really turn your back on him. You still have to keep making music, because now look, we're not listening to his music. Everyone's boycotting it. You can't really sing his music, but he doesn't even own his masters, does he? Everyone else does. So why?
Oh yeah.
Control.
Yeah, it's true.
You understand? And if I'm not gonna conform to your shit no more, what's next?
Bye
Bye. That's it. They either make you crazy on media, or you know, cut for other stuff, innit?
Yeah,
you understand what I'm saying? And
or Diana, Princess Diana way, you know, tunnel crash.
Yeah.
Oh my days. Okay, I got another story here. It's about Joe Biden. Okay, he said, "I will flat out just change the law." Biden talks about reversing laws discriminating against trans people. Now, people have said in the comments on this, like, oh, he's carrying on Obama's legacy and things like that. So I'm like, what's you guys' thoughts on this?
I just don't think I can judge. I don't like judging. Not even judging, I just don't think it's my place to say to somebody, like, you can't live life how you want to. That's between that person and God at the end of the day. That's your relationship between God and somebody. So, I don't know, I think people shouldn't be discriminating against trans, I think. But
do you think it is that he needs to change the laws for that? Because you already have...
Because Donald Trump undid some of the laws that Obama had put out there, like trans people aren't allowed to be in the army anymore. Like, people...
I didn't even know they were...
I didn't know they actually
interested. I didn't even know they were even interested in joining the army.
Yeah, was there that many of them that was like, I want to die for this country?
No offense. No offense.
There is.
You know, I never even knew they were interested in that stuff.
There is.
Well, I don't really know that much about it, but I'm just thinking, does it really need to, like he's saying, I will flat out change, like there's such an injustice to trans people. And I feel like
there is a bit of injustice to trans people when you look at, like, but that's more what they're putting out in the media.
Yeah, is it actually true?
I think they should do whatever. Probably, I feel like you should be free and do whatever you want to do. I mean, why are you so... I don't know, man. This
it's like a weird statement.
We're going through a weird time because it's like 1 minute.
Happened before.
It doesn't make sense because 1 minute, it's like the whole world is trying to normalize gay pride and just, you know, people just being free and whatever. And then you get this billionaire who come out of nowhere and just...
No!
So
go back to your toilet.
So who are you with? Are you with them, or who are you with this people? Or, you know, I don't know.
I don't understand.
I don't really get it.
I think it's whatever's popular, so he's saying this to just seem like...
He knows what these people think.
Yeah. I think, because it's just a weird statement.
Well, you're not going to earn my stripes by that, though. I'm sorry, you're not going to earn no stripes by that.
He just said too many flat out strange
At the end of the
things.
day, a lot of people, if you actually think about it, a lot of people aren't going to be defending as trans people. So for him to say this, it must mean a lot to him.
But it just seems like, with me, Biden's just as bad as Trump, because first of all, he's like, if you don't vote for me, you ain't black. Now he's saying I will flat out change the laws for trans people. I don't understand what he's doing.
It's outrageous.
No, you know what it is though? Some Americans.
No,
I'm not gonna lie. Some Americans,
they're just not good.
They're a bit mad. Some Americans will be like, alright, I'm gonna vote for Joe
Biden
because I need to prove that I'm black.
Smart though. It's smart.
I thought you were gonna say something.
No, for real. I swear that some of these Americans would actually think like that. You know, there's someone in the world that would actually think like that. It's actually, when you really deep it, there's a few.
Some people, maybe he knows how dumb people are. Yeah, just like
I'm stupid.
He studied psychology. He knows. I want to be black. He's like got everyone's black cards, like black card revoked.
What do you think that Rachel? Remember that woman that pretended to be the white woman that pretended to be black and made money off it? That Rachel woman. What do you think she is?
What the fuck?
Yeah, this is weird. What, ain't she a barrister or something?
No, she was like she was in charge of like a really big black organization. Then they found out that she wasn't even black. And then there's also the white guy that was over here that pretended that he was black or mixture. I don't know which one he pretended, but he got given one of those scholarships, you know, that they give out to people of the BAME. Yeah. So then it came out that he was white, so he was just using that just to get the spot.
Wow.
Just why? Like, what made him think that? But I guess it worked, yeah. I wonder if he talked to his friends like, you know, I'm going to pretend to be black here.
You all better be in with this, yeah, right?
Were they making a statement? Like,
Pinky promise.
That's his man.
How long was he going to live like that? Like,
probably all his life.
Till he gets his degree, I thought. Okay,
that is
from what I'm saying.
Wow.
So what do you think about blackfishing and cultural appropriation? Like, there's a big difference. Do you not think?
I think there is.
There's a big difference.
I think there is. Like, some people just do it for the fetish thing. Some people just got some weird fetishes, and but there's some people that just do it because they do it. You know what I mean? I don't actually have a problem with like other races. Like
wearing plaits and
wearing plaits.
Yeah, it gets a bit like, what am I supposed to go control? Like, am I the police? Like, yeah, you don't do that.
I still think that we're triggered from growing up when we used to get bullied for having doo-doo plaits.
When you get me, I'm not triggered. I'm not triggered.
Oh, okay.
I don't care.
Well,
unless they rename it like they do with Kamo.
Yeah.
Like with the Kamos thing when they try to change Kamos to
boxer braids. Yeah.
I was like, mate, it's Kamos. Don't try it.
Yeah, don't try it. Yeah.
That was a bit like, why are you changing the name? That's
Alright.
a bit weird.
So that's when it becomes cultural appropriation.
Yeah, when you're trying to change the name and not respect.
With the bonnets, when they had the big white company making the silk bonnets and stuff like that, and they were charging like, what was something ridiculous, like £50 or something for this bonnet that you put on your head, like.
Wow.
Yeah. You get $15.99 West Braden.
They hate. They hate. They get jealous. They hate. Then they copy. They admire. Then they copy. And
because they're in a better position, they can actually make something from it. Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
because like because we're just misguided as a whole.
As a people,
we all think that Kylie Jenner is the starter pack to
black people. I don't.
Yeah,
blackness.
I don't even know.
Because it's like it's got big lips and hips.
Yeah. That's why I don't.
Be black.
No, for real. I don't. Yeah, for real.
Yeah, it does get a bit silly. Like everyone wants Africa's resources and everything. Africa's like the hip hop, all this stuff, but they don't want to like give them credit.
You don't want to give it nothing.
Because if you do, then you'll realize that you're actually quite like black people are good. It's an oppression, a mental oppression.
Yeah, of course.
But how else will you control the people if they're not oppressed or something? You know.
Oh, TV.
TV, that's where they push the oppression.
Yeah.
Television and
TikTok.
programming, innit?
They've got our kids now watching YouTube and all this other stuff. They're not even watching TV themselves. They're watching someone else watch TV.
Yeah, and sometimes like You hear people being like, they don't want to go back to Africa or whatever because they've seen in the media like, oh, people get killed there or whatever. And it's like, you don't know if it's that bad. You ain't been. Like, some people are born and raised here.
It's because like family members and what. It's true though, because family members do play a part on that.
Yeah.
They always, I mean, family members do say that Africa and the Caribbean is beautiful, but more time it's just the negativity that they always
I feel like this is the promised land. Like, oh, it's so good.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Whenever someone talks about Zimbabwe, the first thing they go to Mugabe, like that shouldn't be.
It's true, no, but it's true though. Like, you know what it is? It's like growing up here, like the white kids here would be like,
you live in a mud hut, like
or
things
something
like that, yeah.
And then you would have to.
Who said this?
And then you would
say
have
this
all the time, like
all the time.
Well, someone said it to you.
They used to say this, like, do you have a bone in your nose to put the things like that?
I grew up in East London, so yeah, like that's been racist. It's just been racist, you know what I mean?
Wow.
But that's just how it was. And the thing is like you never really realise this, but subconsciously you'll just be like, nah, yeah, there's bad places, but overall there's good places as well, you know. But then you're not deep in it. We're in England, we're in London, and we have seen some proper bad places. We live in bad places. There's bad places and there's good places. But that's what it is.
But they never turn around and say there's bad places and good places. They go, we're the first development world, or whatever the word is.
That's crazy.
I live in Newham, so it's deprived. That's deprived. That's like one of the poorest boroughs, like in the whole of UK. Do you know what I'm trying to say? So, you know what I mean? It's like top 5.
Where is Newham? I think I searched it before. You told me about it.
Search it up.
Like, on Google Maps.
I live in a small town in Newham, which is in East London, and that's deprived.
East London. Oh my days.
And it's deprived as hell. Like it's so
Essex. You're in Essex?
Yeah, we're near to Essex. Yeah, we're near Essex. But it's so deprived. It's very deprived.
Yeah, Essex. I'm not surprised actually. They're quite.
But then there's certain good places in Essex where it's beautiful.
Yeah.
And then there is also bad places in Essex.
Like Brentwood's decking there now.
Brentwood's a bit shabby.
Wait, is it?
Some parts of Brentwood's a bit shabby.
I didn't know this.
Just some parts. But yeah, like that's just how it goes.
Yeah, you just have to be open to adventuring and just seeing things. Don't trust everything you see in the media or what people tell you and stuff. You have to know things. Find your own truth.
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh yeah, Kyaya, do you have any more stories?
Yep. So obviously, actor Matthew McConaughey reveals dad died of a heart attack during sex with his mum.
Rest in
like,
peace.
sorry, I just well done, rest in peace. What I don't understand is what mum turns around to their son and explains exactly how their dad died through sex. Like, is that not the most wildest thing ever? I would lie and say that he slipped in the bath or something. Like, would you not?
Yeah, heart attack.
So I don't understand. So the son was having sex.
No. So Matthew McConaughey, his dad died without having a heart attack while having sex
with the mum.
The mum, yeah.
Oh, and the mum told him.
She must have, because how do we know?
And then she told us.
Yeah.
The articles. Okay.
I watched. Do you remember this thing that used to come on TV, Footballers' Wives?
Yes, I love that show.
I love that. So
really?
Yeah. One anyway. Yeah. Well, anyways,
Footballers' Wives.
Footballers' Wives had just too much, unnecessary scenes. Just put it like that. But it was quite good. It was quite good. I'm not gonna lie. It was a good one. But besides obviously the unnecessary scenes and that, it was quite.
But what about Power though?
Oh come on, that's not
Power's got bare sex.
No. The reason why I mentioned Footballers' Wives is because there was a scene. I don't know if you remember it, but I actually remember this. Like, that's crazy for a 10-year-old to remember this. I don't know. But anyway,
10.
I remember. There was some guy that was having sex. And he ended up dying from having sex as well.
The old guy. The one that was at the Gary Lee's
mum.
Yeah.
And Gary he was buying it. He was just.
Was he buying? I can't remember that.
He just kept on doing the thing with that black guy.
I forgot about this. I just remember he had the 2 women that had his babies, and then the other woman's baby died, so she started putting fake tan on the other woman's baby and pretending it was her baby.
Yeah, and he used to swing both ways as well. It was weird.
How have I not watched this?
Oh man,
I don't know. It seems a bit old to go back and watch. Like,
what's a good show, man?
It was actually a sick show.
I'm not going back to watch. It seems old.
It is old. It is.
You said when you were 10.
Yeah, it's
brilliant.
2003, 2004.
Nah, it's alright.
No, but it's worth it though. Nah, trust me, it's worth it.
Too old. I can't bother.
You know what? If you watch it now, it'll probably was way ahead of his time. Do
It
you
was,
understand?
it
So
was.
it probably won't even feel old if
It's
you
like
watch
watching
it.
Shameless again.
Precisely.
Yeah, basically,
It
yeah.
was great watching it.
Yeah.
It was, yeah.
That was
Did you watch
lockdown.
it
Yeah.
again?
Yeah,
Lockdown.
lockdown list.
I was watching a few scenes again.
See,
yeah,
it
I was
was,
like,
it's
raw.
not trending again. That's why everyone's jumping on that again.
Shameless was jokes. That's another nonsense
I
program.
was tempted to start watching. What's that school show? With the
Granger's.
Waterloo Road.
Yeah, Waterloo
Oh,
Road.
That's on there as well. There's weird stuff that's come out, you know. Watch Misfits.
Yeah, Misfits.
Misfits
We've been
is
watching
sick.
that.
Yeah, no,
We've been watching
yeah,
that.
The Irish guy
good,
makes
good,
me
good.
laugh.
I love
Hey,
him in
he's
that.
my
He's
guy.
so much better in that. What's his name? I forgot his name.
Rudy.
No, the one with the curls.
Nathan.
Nathan.
Yeah, he's so much better in that than Umbrella Academy. I'm sorry.
My
UK
guy.
Misfits. So
I love him in Umbrella. He's the only character that I actually like on that
obviously
show.
because he's a good actor. He's good in
Yeah,
everything.
well, the
I've not seen it.
It's just, I just don't like the show that much, Umbrella Academy. So
I liked it the
love
second time I
him in
watched it.
Misfits.
I really tried the first time, could not, but the second time it was a lot better.
Yeah, he's a good actor though. He makes that show what it is anyway. Umbrella Academy.
So obviously we did the poll on Instagram, and the question was, okay, well, I'll just tell you the story first. Jordan Woods reveals boyfriend Anthony Towns is super supportive about her decision to join OnlyFans. So I asked people, would you be supportive of your partner starting an OnlyFans career? And 60% of people said yes.
And
40 said no. Yeah. I thought it would have been the other way around.
Wow.
I think people are getting very poor. So there's a lot of men out there that want PlayStation 5. So
wow.
Why not?
I mean, I would. If me, no, I wouldn't. But like,
I was she was just doing her feet, or is it just in general? It doesn't matter. OnlyFans, period. Because you are selling, in a way, you know.
I mean,
it's
it
for
depends on
sexual.
what it's, if you know, if more time it is that though, innit?
And there's that person that teaches people how to make jello on her one. Like,
Oh, that's quite sick.
yeah,
that's
to get it. But I think she got tricked people into that. I'm not too sure.
Wow. We're going for a different time, man. This
It is. Do you get it? This is mad.
Oh, that's yours.
people are very open. Like they're just so open.
People love sharing now, apparently.
Yeah, a lot.
I mean, you do what you got to do, innit? Do you know what I'm trying to say? If it's what brings the money, you know. But I mean, like there's a certain level in it. I don't know, man.
I think it's gonna get so old so quick.
You think so?
Yeah, because how many OnlyFans accounts are there out there that someone's not gonna be sitting there spending their whole paycheck on 7 different? It's gonna die out.
Gifts to give out.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, actually. Because now everybody's all joining it to the point celebrities are joining it now.
Yep.
Like I heard that Tiger's sending these nudes, and I'm thinking to
Yep.
myself, "Come on, Tiger, man, don't."
Well, everyone
do
saw the
that,
picture
man.
that he posted.
Yeah, but what's
On
Tiger
Twitter.
doing nowadays anyway?
He's still making music.
He's making music,
He's
isn't
making
he?
some. Yeah, like do you know what? To be honest with you, he fell off and he came back on.
No one
And
thought he'd
then-
come back on after that Kylie thing, especially
That-
that Kylie song where it's, yeah, I know she's a young dog, but she's a big
Big
dog.
dog,
You're
yeah,
like,
that-
what? The anthem for pedos, like.
Wow.
Yeah, that was definitely a weird one.
Yeah, it was weird. Definitely.
Okay, what other stories?
I've got loads, I've got some more.
I got loads.
I got loads,
Somewhere.
I got loads. So, Maya Jama recently had an interview where she discussed becoming curvier. She said, I've always worn the same clothes for the same thing,
Yep.
but when I was slimmer, nobody commented on it. But as soon as you get fuller figure, people are shocked. Maya insists she will dress how she wants to, no matter what size she is, and that people are insulted by her revealing outfits. So she's speaking out against she said that she's received quite a few negative comments, especially saying that her boobs are too big for her tops, she shouldn't be wearing that. What do you think of this? Because I know I must have been walking down to see my friend once, and I was wearing a vest top, just a normal vest top with a cardigan.
Yeah.
And do you think you'd be allowed to wear a vest top, wouldn't you? And I had a guy run over to me and say I'm asking for it. Why is it when you've got bigger boobs, people tell you can't wear these clothing? Like, but you can have a girl with a big body and she can wear shorts if she wants to. What is this? What is this?
Well, you know what? I feel like that guy who went up to you and said you're asking for it is definitely a potential rapist. For this guy to just come out of nowhere
On his bike.
his bike and say you're asking for it. Number one, what do you mean I'm asking for it? First of all, you've watched me walk down the road.
Yeah. With my niece. Yeah.
Your niece.
With my niece.
You
Yeah.
were telling me I'm asking for it.
Yeah.
I'm with a little girl. and you're telling me I'm asking for it. You didn't even ask and say, yo, Wagwan, what are you saying?
None of
She's
that.
Or
good.
move to you or
Do you understand what I
something,
mean to you? That's the first thing you go and say is you're asking for
But
it.
he did say hello.
But
but then-
sometimes you
you're
get
a
that, though.
rapist.
You get
Listen,
that.
let me tell you something. Listen, you're a rapist. That's just wrong, bro. You don't be. What do you mean you're asking for it? Asking for what? You know, it's just that's just absurd. Like, sorry, man. Man, don't need to come like correct sometimes, man. You can't just go around and just be doing that, man. Like, that's just being not mad. Like, that's just mad. And number two, who cares if my Jammer's gone ahead and put on extra meat, man?
Yeah,
Understand what-
facts. But
like,
why is the cheek
why
for
is
people
it-
to start commenting in her comments when you put on a bit of weight? I find that so rude, okay? Number one, a person's allowed to do what they want with their own body. Why is it so essential for people to keep commenting and telling you the obvious, like you don't own a mirror, like...
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
sometimes, like, even with the guy that said that, like, sometimes you get people that say things out of their car or whatever, like, oi, oi, or whatever.
Yeah.
Sometimes you do get
Why do we
people
take?
like this.
Why do some people take that as a compliment, but they don't take?
Some girls
that
will
as-
take it as
yeah.
compliments. They like getting attention and they'll be wearing revealing stuff. Like, I know that in that situation with you didn't, but like some girls actually go out there looking for attention. Especially when you're young, you want guys' attention and you wear really revealing stuff. And even with this chick, with her online,
It's quite.
even
I
with,
think it's just nice to wear what you want to wear. If clothes are made this way.
I'm not saying you, I'm saying like
No,
just
but I mean in general,
some girls
people.
do. Because I've been around girls that are like, yeah, the boys looking at me and all this stuff, like wanting boys to look at them. So yeah, I just know two different angles of it. When you're young, some girls will wear really revealing stuff like that.
Everyone, when they're young, probably wears revealing.
Yeah, and there's, you know, guys are a bit like, sometimes they can be a bit much. You have to you can't control what people do. So some guys are going to get doing stuff like that.
Like, I'm a man, yeah, I walk on the roads, I take the train, yeah, I'm a normal man, I take the train, take the bus, walk on the roads, and I see women who look like this all the time, that might look, to a person that's got that rapey mentality, yeah, it might look revealing. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? The fact that I see it all the time. I see women who look like this all the time.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm trying to say? So it's like, I feel like that's got to do with your urges and what you do behind closed doors when you come back from work. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? Do you just straight away go home and just flip up xvideos.com? Because to be honest with you, it's like, it's a bit, because it doesn't really make sense. Like, when you deep it, yeah, every day a woman's going to look nice. Every day you're going to see a woman looking nice, and that's just what women do. That's just what women are on. That's what women are. Like, women like to look good.
Yeah.
You get where I'm coming from.
But there's a difference between looking nice and revealing sometimes. And sometimes girls can be like, it's freezing cold and they wear mini skirts and a tank, like the crop top, and then they're going to say, I didn't want attention, but they were like...
It's different, but in this case though, Kyara, you wasn't doing that though, was you? You wasn't...
No, I'm not going
No, I know, but it's
I
just
know
like...
some people like that,
but,
so...
But that's weird though, because like, even if you was looking very, very good, yeah, a man would really go up to the person and be like, nah, you're asking for it still. Like, do you understand what I'm trying to say? You might not even be wearing tops, skirts and anything like that. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? But you're gonna get that one guy that's just gonna approach you. Like,
maybe some guys just don't have moves, you know, like they just don't know what to say.
Clearly,
Oh, like
want
the
to say
pizza
something.
guy.
They want to say something.
It just comes a bit. You come a bit rapey, like, I don't know, a bit rapey, a bit creepy.
What you get on
when you're doing
Instagram
things
is the
like
same
that, I don't know.
thing you're sometimes getting in reality. Like these creepy guys that dropping your DMs. Yeah, you get some guys being like, oi, oi, yeah.
No, but you know what? I do rate the confidence at the same time, though. I do
What,
rate
the guy?
just for the fact that no, just for the fact that he came and approached her. Like the fact that he came and approached her.
How old was this guy?
I don't know. How am I supposed to do? It was on the
He's
bike there,
old.
push back.
Oh,
I
he was on
don't
the
know. I'm not a bitch.
But obviously he didn't have any game. Clearly he didn't have no game.
He just wanted to say something as he's passing. Yeah.
Like he probably did want to talk to you.
Just put my cardigan on, put buttons up.
And you know this Stormzy's girlfriend or
Ex.
Yeah, what do you think on that? Because it's like, I feel like if you're gonna post stuff like that, you can't be like all touchy about it because you're gonna get people that are hating because she's got a really nice physique, so you're gonna get people hating.
So Stormzy's mad because what people were saying is
no, she's mad for some reason.
I'm
like,
you're talking about my jammer.
Yeah.
I'm like, whatever. Yeah, you're so curvy. It's like, mate.
Like you know like people gonna like you, men are gonna lust over you, innit? So
she knows this. I feel like this.
I feel like stop attention seeking, stop clapping.
Thank you.
Like period.
But I think it's also a good conversation.
Yeah, thank you. When I saw the pictures of her, I was like, this girl just wants attention.
And then she just
I get so much hate for having a gorgeous physique. So horrible, like.
You just want clout.
Exactly. She didn't even gain no weight.
Do you know what I'm saying? You just want clout for the net. Everybody knows, yes, you're fine, you're good looking, but you know what I'm saying? But I mean, let people.
Do you think she'd ever date Chunks for real? Someone asked me this the other day, and they said why.
I don't know, because it's kind of getting a bit questionable if he starts dating any like famous person. Then
but
it's
like,
was it Rita Ora was like that or something?
Real.
Was it Rita
I don't
Ora?
want to start saying anything on the camera, but
or Rita Ora dating a lot of famous people or something.
Just walked around.
We won't talk on it. But I said she was dating people.
Rob Kardashian.
Yeah.
And then he released that statement saying that she cheated on him with 20 guys.
Rob.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, it's a bit of drama.
Yeah,
but you don't want to get a reputation just going for famous guys. So.
Yeah, that's why a lot of social media people are doing this day and age anyways.
Yeah.
Stay relevant.
Wow.
So go on then.
What? Just get
Help us
get
out.
Famous.
If you do, get me Mel B. I know she's a Mel. I've always wanted Mel B.
She's not.
I know she'll be cool, but listen, I just want 3 months with her and then that's it.
3 months with
her. 3 months.
Spice Girls are the best.
Just at least 3 months and I'm good.
Did you ever watch the Spice Girl movie?
I did, and
yes!
I did.
Did you love it?
Do you know what?
Someone says the British version of British Nollywood.
Very interesting. I like
they should start one of British.
Do you know why they broke up though?
Little inside arguments.
Yeah, and the infidelity and all of them.
What infidelity?
Well, apparently, like the reasons why they broke up was like because Mel B was seeing
one of the other ones.
One of the other ones, I think it was Jerry or something like that. Jerry or something.
Oh.
So yeah, it just a lot of politics went behind the roof.
It's mad if you see Jerry now. She's so conservative now.
Seriously,
she wears really long, lacy dresses and covers up, and she speaks with a British accent like this.
Oh, Jerry Halliwell.
Swear to you, Ginger.
Oh my God. You know what? People got to switch it up, I guess.
But what's that though? That you're taking the mick over there, man. How do you keep that going all day? She's like Madonna.
She destroyed her old self, innit? And she rebranded.
This was my favourite.
I didn't watch the Spice Girl.
Whatever, nerd, loser.
I got a life.
Usually, I watch these things. I actually watch these things usually just to get that inspiration.
Sure.
Just
see if you learn.
You binge watch Spice Girls, take the Spice Girls toys.
You gotta get with my friends. I never understood that lyric.
There's just Spice Girls. Remember S Club 7? What was that about?
I love Bradley. Bradley lived in Sutton. Bradley was in Sutton.
I watched like this TV
job,
show and everything.
Oh, that
me
was
too.
Yeah.
Me too.
Man, we are from a different time.
Trust me.
Good times.
Listen, me and this generation aren't the same, man. We're not the same.
No
way, man. They ain't have it like we
Okay, I've got another story for you guys.
Yeah.
Okay, Ice Cube says CNN cancelled his interview with Chris Cuomo, whoever his name is, because they can't handle the truth. After it emerged, the rapper has been working with Trump on a plan for Black Americans.
So imagine being downtrodden just because you're trying to make the president's in charge, so you're trying to make a better concept for black people
That's
in America.
What people have argued.
What is wrong with that? Like, they're acting like he was working with him. He wasn't. He was just working on a program.
Project, yeah.
Well, so everyone's all trying to get onto
Ice Cube. Yeah.
Do you know what? Yeah, you've got a. There's an old trick in a book, innit? Sometimes you've got an enemy of an enemy is a friend. You understand? So.
It doesn't say if he supports him or nothing. It just saying he's doing a project.
Yeah.
He's got to do what he's got to do. He's a major public figure. He's responsible for rap music. So when you've got that on your sheet, on your history books and stuff, well, of course you're gonna side with people that you don't want to side with.
Exactly.
Do you understand what I'm trying to say? Like, does it mean you're gonna support that person? No.
This is the problem. This is why we've got to 2020 with nothing in place, no structure, no nothing. Because people are too scared. Oh, you're giving in to the man. This is not how it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
Even Martin Luther King, he had to talk to presidents and stuff like that to get things done and work with people that he didn't particularly like.
Exactly.
Sometimes you have to.
You know what I mean? You have to work with a few agents, like agents, so we can get to certain places to
make change.
Make changes and speak his truth and speak out. Sometimes you got to do the dirty work to see the clean results.
Sometimes places like CNN, they kind of want to control the narrative anyway. I don't like but I watch Chris King or whatever. He kind of tells you what to think on certain things. Because a lot of them, they're talking at you. Like, there's a face to the camera like, this is what's going on in America. Are you going to let Trump do this? Are you going to
Are you?
And then you have, what's his name? Biden show up in the breaks like, if you don't vote for me, you ain't black. And I'm just watching like, I'm like, okay, you funny. Okay, Kyaya, whatever stories you got.
I've got one last one.
Cool.
I wanted to talk about this. It's not even a story, guys. This is just a little something I was reading on I don't know what website I was on Instagram, but not website, but what post I was on Instagram, but it's caught my eye and it made me chuckle because every time I ask a girl or boy, it's always different answers. Right. Every girl answers the same as me. Every boy answers the same as the other boys. But anyways, here's the question, okay? The fact that you are so selfish that you can't allow someone to become engaged at your wedding is weird to me. You should be happy not only did you win love, but someone you love is winning at love. I was like, hell no, how dare you get engaged at my wedding? My wedding's supposed to be about my day. If I'm forking out $20,000 for this wedding ceremony and everything, and you turn around and get engaged at it, what did you say earlier on? Something about, what was it? Oh, I won't consummate my marriage until your wedding. And that that made me laugh.
What did I say? Like, I don't remember. I remember, but I don't remember fully. Like, what?
You're like, I'll be fine with it, but then again, don't do it. And so I was like, so you won't be fine with it? And you're like, yeah. And then you were like, oh, if they get married at my wedding, I'll consummate my marriage at their wedding.
Yeah, that's what
What's the issue with that? What's the problem?
Someone getting married at your wedding. Someone getting engaged at your wedding. What? So everyone's now looking at this one woman.
Yeah,
I wouldn't mind that though. But the thing is,
typical boy, typical.
Let me guess. You want the day to be all about you, innit? Yeah,
us.
Really,
it's about us. It's about two people. Yeah. Okay, I'm not selfish. I'm not selfish. Okay,
fair enough.
I'm not selfish.
No, fair enough.
Okay.
Fair enough. I mean, it's not. You're allowed to be selfish on that day. It's your wedding.
See, you paid for it.
You are allowed to be selfish on that day. But me, I personally wouldn't mind.
I wouldn't mind, but I'm doing what I said.
Yeah,
I'll consummate my marriage.
Yeah.
And wait like a whole year, a whole 2 years.
It's like, you think this is a game?
Why don't you just do your vows and that, and I'll just get revenge and that. I'll just do it. You know what I mean? Like do your vows, and I'll just do my vows on the same day, and that's it. You're good. You can't go wrong.
And then two guys.
Keep going.
You can't go wrong. Like you get me? Like literally.
Oh my days. The men of these relationships will be like, man, chicks are crazy.
Well, I feel like that'll make a relationship tight though.
Someone proposing or having sex that's wedding.
But you planned it together, like you're gonna get revenge for what they did. Yeah.
You're right. I think that's a good partnership. If you can come together and actually come together.
Proposing at the altar at somebody getting married to. That's mad. That's mad.
But not rude. It's like wearing white to someone else's wedding. You wear white to my wedding, you're getting kicked out quick.
Really?
And we're not friends anymore.
Oh my days, do you watch Bridezillas?
No.
You're Bridezilla.
No, it's called etiquette. Every female knows about wedding etiquette, okay? And the amount of times I've seen family members show up to weddings wearing white, and I find that so disrespectful. If that's you need to be escorted out.
If you wear a white top, is that still disrespectful?
That's a white top, it's not a white dress.
Oh yeah, true. Okay. I guess. Okay. Well, I've got another story here.
Last story?
Yeah. No, I've got two more stories.
Alright, two more stories.
Yes, two more stories, everyone who's listening. Two more stories. So, Netflix update. they've been indicted by Texas grand jury over lewd visual material. So, you know the Netflix controversy.
Jeez.
Now they've been taken to court. Indictment, what is that mean? Indictment means a formal charge or accusation of a serious crime.
They'll bust it.
Yeah,
I think they'll bust case.
Yeah, obviously they're going to.
Probably gonna have to pay a little bit of a mini fine or something like that, but they're gonna bust case.
But I think them doing this will trigger other places to do this.
But to start doing it, that's what I mean. It's a slippery slope. We've already got in our music where we've got Little Mix talking about pussy.
No, I mean not them. I mean the courts.
Black magic, or like.
I mean the courts. I think other
courts.
Places in America will start like hopefully pushing charges against them. Hopefully, no one thinks that.
It's highly unlikely. No. That's what I think. Highly unlikely.
Other states might do it.
Nah, it's just
Texas
the way.
Mississippi, there's the only two.
That's crazy to think.
I don't know.
Texas is one weird place, you know. They happen to be the most racist people.
But they're standing up against a film like this, man.
And number two, guess how much? If you go on like porn sites and stuff, yeah, what do you think, yeah? The statistics.
Why do you look at me? Like?
No, it's just. Anyway, listen. When you look at like, you know, the people that watch a lot of ebony, you know, porn, yeah. Guess
Texas.
It's Texas people.
Is it Texas? I thought it would have been Atlanta.
No, it's Texas. It's Texas.
Times are changing.
Yeah.
No, it's been like that for a good 10 years.
Probably,
yeah. They hate people so much, but they love them.
They hate people they love, yeah.
But they hate black people.
You hate us because you love us.
So why
isn't that sweet?
They just fetish. They fetish off of us. That's what it is. They fetish off of us.
There you go. That is it. They fetishize. They don't want to respect you, but they want to fetishize. Yeah. They love to think of the Django, jungle fever theory. You heard about jungle fever?
No.
Jungle fever.
Right.
It's like Asian persuasion. Like, you know what I mean? It's like Asian persuasion.
Yeah.
Like, do you know what I mean?
So it's just a nickname for.
It's just a nickname, like, yeah.
Isn't Jungle Fever a film?
I think it is a film as well.
It's probably based on that too.
But it's mad though, yeah, because like it doesn't really surprise me either, because if you like go back into slavery times and stuff, yeah, these weird slave masters and stuff would beat the ladies, and then when they beat the ladies, they would fuck them after, and then after they've had sex, and they would just after they've had sex, and they just punch them up, and so it's like they hate us but do love us at the same time. It's mad, but yeah, it's crazy. Back in 1910s, I don't know what's going on my phone, but back in 1910s, back in 1910s, yeah, what happened was, yeah, you know the fun thing, you know when you're throwing those stuff like to basically to get a soft tooth, so you have to. Do you know what they used to use?
Don't say a person's head.
Black kids.
Oh my
black
gosh.
babies, newborn black babies.
Newborn
black babies. Search this up right now.
Newborns. They don't even have the brain skull bit at the top. That's mad.
Yeah, exactly. And they used to throw it. There's a picture. There's a couple pictures on there. It made me sick to my back teeth that they used to. So now I look at fun fairs, amusement parks completely different now.
Yeah.
Like
it's all built.
I can't believe. Yeah,
it's an angle.
It's all built. Yeah. It's all built on that, yeah. Boxing, the same thing. Boxing is all built on the fact, yeah, that blacks and other blacks used to have to fight,
them in the thing like dogs,
and fight each other in order for the other person to, you know, redeem the, you know, just how do you explain? You know, like you put coonery. That's where the coonery comes from. Coonery comes from putting two together to get one of your other brothers to snake the other brother for the slave master. Yeah.
Well, that's pretty horrible.
Yeah.
I'm definitely not gonna search that.
Yeah, it's a bit. It's dark. I ain't gonna lie.
It makes me depressed.
It made me very depressed as well.
Yeah, and that just reminds me of like.
It's full.
Oh, okay, just leave it.
Alright, cool.
What's it? That just reminds me of like the throwing the babies to the alligators in Moses.
Yeah.
In the Bible, yeah.
Yeah.
It was pretty horrible. Because that's how you keep the nation like lower or whatever.
And also what they also did as well, yeah, they used this hurts my guts. you know, they're saying what's happening in Congo right now and stuff like that. Or it, like, I don't know why it's 2020 and people only raising awareness now.
It's been going for 10 years.
This has been going on for but more than
longer?
that. But listen, do you know?
They've been even saying 10 years.
Oh my God! Listen, do you know how Congolese people know how to speak French? You know why Congolese? Oh no.
The French went over there.
Yeah, but they didn't just go over there though.
What they do?
They violated them. Like they killed almost like 5 million Congolese people between 1920 to between like the late 1800s to like 1920, 1930. They killed at least 5 million people. It's Belgium. You see, Belgium and French people, they are the most heartless people
They're so racist
you could ever. I'm not gonna lie to you, yeah. They're the most heartless. Like we shouldn't. I know this is cameras on right now. I don't give a fuck. I know. I'm flying out the window. But they're the most heartless people. Listen, I'm not gonna lie. We shouldn't be in this fucking evil fucking empire. We shouldn't be in this evil European. I swear. European culture is haram, it's evil, bro, it's demonic. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. You won't believe it. When slavery was all abolished and shit, you know that's fucking Statue of Liberty. I'm surprised to this day nobody ain't even burned that Statue of Liberty.
Oh, I know about that. I know what that really is.
Do you know why that's there? But do you want to know why that's there? It was a
present. Why was it that there?
Let me tell you something. Yeah. This almost made me cry. This almost broke my heart. Basically, it is a present. So basically, what it is black people couldn't find themselves. Like they couldn't. You've said, yeah, you're allowed to go. You're free, but it's been 30, 40 years, G. Like there's people who are old. People don't know where to go. You understand what I'm saying? It's like quarantine. Think about it. It's like quarantine. People are back. They don't even know. You remember when quarantine just started? Yeah. Everybody was back. What are we gonna do next?
Yeah.
That's basically how it was then. So. Black people are now free. Free from what? All we know is slavery. All we know is, helping out the white man and making sure that the white man kissing the white man's ass. That's all we know, you know what I mean? Well, tough. Alright, but we ain't got nowhere to go because if I go to this place, that person might just potentially kill me because I'm black, innit? And I'm just trespassing, right? Because black people just trespassing. So what happened was, alright, cool. Sorry, there's nothing we can do. Alright, at least give us some money. At least give us some money. At least give us like a land or something. Like at least give us because we can't go. It's not like we can go back to Africa because I don't know anyone in Africa. I don't know my ancestors. I don't know my great.
And back then, like that'd be.
You couldn't just do that. Yeah, you couldn't speak the language because back then you're basically Europe. You're just from the Western world now. You know what I mean? From then, black people were just like obliterated. Like they just lost everything. You know what I mean? So, alright. At least give us some money, at least give us like some sort of land so we can all just settle down and just do our own thing. No, we can't do that. What would you... at least give me a business. No, we can't do that. What am I supposed to do? I've got kids, man. You know what? Don't watch that. You don't watch that. Like, this is French people, yeah? Because at the time, the French people were running shit. You know what I mean? There's always... All these countries, like all these European countries, they had their time. Russians, they had their time to do what they wanted to do to us. In Ukraine, they had their time. All of these white countries, they've had their time to. It's now the French time. It's the French time. So we can't help you, mate. We can't help the slaves. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? You get me? And we didn't really take part in it. We just bought you. We just bought you guys. Like we just needed some slaves to just help us. But so what are we gonna do? I don't know what we can do. We'll build a Statue of Liberty, but before we build a Statue of Liberty, we're gonna have to show that you're free and you can do what you want. The Statue of Liberty, the original Statue of Liberty, used to have a lady like that. So she's throwing up she's got the torch and that. Yeah. It was originally a black lady. Search this up. It was a black lady with her afro and that, chains and everything like that, saying I'm free. You think the Americans wanted to see that? Americans didn't want to see that. So they had that first. They said, alright, cool, we're gonna do that for you, so we're gonna build a Statue of Liberty, yeah, to show you that you're free,
the land of the dreams.
Your land of your dreams, you could do whatever you want. But this ain't the land of my dreams, I don't know where to go, like, trust me, this is your land of your dreams, you're gonna have to deal with it. We'll give you a statue so you lot know that you lot fought all this time. So alright, cool, they build a statue. no compensation or nothing. They just build a statue, and you know what? That even made it even worse because people were hating on the statue, and because white people I just don't like black people in general. They don't want to see somebody. They don't want to see a slave as a woman with her hand fist up saying I'm free at last and she's all got chains. Nobody wants to see that because that's gonna trigger. It's a psychological thing. If a white person sees that, do you know what they're gonna do? They're gonna hate and they're gonna laugh and they're gonna hate, and what they're gonna do? They're gonna attack every single black woman. They're gonna do that. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Because black people don't stand a chance. So America started complaining about it. So they said, you know what? Sorry, we can't even have you lot. We can't have someone that looks like you. You know what I mean? Being freed. So we're gonna have to change it and make it bare European.
I've heard another theory on that, and I don't know about the Statue of Liberty.
And that's where it went. That's what do you hear about?
Okay, so the image that is now that they've changed it into is meant to be like Satan, the light bearer. So yeah.
Well, it doesn't. It
wouldn't surprise me.
It wouldn't surprise me. I think
a lot of evil that goes on in America, so it wouldn't surprise me.
That theory is also believable as well, because at the end of the day, like, who runs the world, man? Who runs the world? Who's doing all of this evil stuff? But then they're doing this evil stuff, and then they're preaching God to us. How can you do that?
It's a twisted version because
it's
all started by
fight back.
Because a lot of this Western society was built by pagans in the first place, so it's like that's why Catholicism is.
Oh, here we go on the Catholics again. Why you do this every day?
Oh, I did have a story on the Vatican actually.
The last story.
No, I've got one more. After this, we haven't even finished the freaking Cuties thing. You guys got way off track.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, the Cuties thing, yeah. Also, they had a TV show. They had like a Rick and Morty thing, which is really bad. Yeah. So Rick and Morty, he had a joke. The maker of Rick and Morty had a joke from 2009, a sketch of a Dexter sketch, which was a protagonistic who travels back in time and sexually assaults serial killers when they're infants.
That's weird.
Exactly. So he was like on the verge of getting cancelled. Well, I think he is cancelled because of this. Yeah. The Rick and Morty guy. Haven't you seen the latest ones? They're quite weird anyway.
They're very weird. They've got a lot of God's
being
God
rude about
fighting,
God,
God being a prick to people.
Alright,
have you seen the latest Rick and
No,
Morty?
I haven't.
When you watch it, you're gonna be like, what is going on?
Wow.
Like, I was watching it and I had to take it off.
Snake episode was one of the worst too.
No, I'm not scared of no snakes. I'm not scared of no snakes.
They know what they're doing. They
know exactly what they're doing.
They're just causing controversy. You know what I'm trying to say? They're just trying to cause controversy. You know how you got to scare people.
But shows like Cuties and this, like, it makes you think, what road are we heading down? Because the fact that he made a cartoon like that, and then like you got Cuties coming out like a bit later, and even the show that I recently watched, Pen 15.
Oh yeah.
They have like adults playing teenagers, and it's like it's not really kissing kids, but like fake kids, but you know what I mean. But I'm like, why did they were gonna do Pen 15?
Pen 15. It spells penis.
Yeah, it's a funny show. It's a funny show. It is a bit cringe though. Some bits are a bit like
based on like the 90s, 2000s when they're like teenagers, like 13, going through like awkward stage. So they've got like the two main actresses. They're adults, but this is supposed to be their past. Like so they expect. There is a bit cringe bits because of this Cuties thing. You're a bit like, I don't know if I trust that or not.
This is mad.
The Cuties, what I don't understand is that they're talking about how it's misunderstood, how they're trying to show how kids are. What they're doing to the kids that they made acting this is psychological damage. So what, they're supposed to they're twerking for money. They're twerking to be on the show.
Exactly.
That's going to follow them around for ages.
I don't even think they should be just taking Netflix to court about this. The parents should be really taken.
Everyone needs to be taken. But at the end of the day, they should have just done what they did with Pen 15. They should have had adults being those kids because...
Yeah, that was the point. I was going to make Kiara... Yeah, they should have had adults play the Cuties. Because I get what they're saying with the message.
Precisely.
But come on, you know what you were doing. It's pretty bad. Okay, this is the last story. We've been going on for a long time, but I wanted to get there. Wow. Okay, so this is about... Oh no, I had two last stories. Do you see that? Shake your head. You want to hear the two last stories. Okay, so we were talking about the Catholic Church. So it said gay sex in the Vatican is worse than ever. This was a title of an article.
the Pope hasn't excused gay people, so we can't really turn around and say that the Catholics are pro gay people.
They're saying gay sex in the Vatican is worse than ever.
The way they,
so I'm like, what's going on there? Like,
you're not supposed to be having sex if you're doing all of that. I swear.
You're not supposed to be having gay sex if you're a Roman Catholic. In the Vatican, especially, like that's
that's
so
weird.
blasphemous.
I was like, what is going on? It's bad enough the little boys, and now you just
There's a lot of paedophiles, that were in there.
Just stretched the bar. Really.
They covered up for them and stuff, which there is a problem in the church with that, but I don't think it means to sustain the whole religion, man.
These lot have just got they got gender issues, they got sexual issues. Like that's what I feel like.
I think it's just easier for them. It was they knew that the position that they'd be in, where they're trusted with little kids. Of course, it's like a pedophile's dream. It's either that or a candy shop or an ice cream truck.
Yeah, they're sheep's in wolves' clothing, definitely. The way the Pope's idolized is crazy. Yeah. That's the same, but it's the same thing you're saying. It's the same with the TV industry. Like, Nickelodeon, they get all these kids wanting to be famous, and then all these stories.
Don't even get me started on K-pop, like Korean. The Korean guys are really worst.
I'm not surprised, because they all have to look like
they're
children.
They're in debt from 12, They get them when they're children.
And they have to stay that way.
So many of them, they're basically prostitutes as well, and they can be the richest idol singer, but they have to pimp themselves up because they're in so much debt from when they're the age of like 10. They take them from when they're young.
Talking about young people, this is the last story. So Will Smith.
Oh yeah.
No, sorry, not Will Smith's kids, Willow Smith and brother Jaden, have been shunned by the black community a lot. Why do you feel this is happening?
Because they're free. The parents love them and give them kisses. You hate it when Will Smith kisses Jaden, but I think that's such a powerful thing.
Have you seen that footage? Yeah, well, there's a little bit of a lineup I've done.
Oh, here we go. Here's a lineup.
So they do a family show, and Jada gives Willow a sex talk sort of thing.
That's so weird. The red table. I don't know why.
The red table
there.
thing.
Yeah.
Okay, so and then Jaden gets with a white chick that's publicised. Then he starts saying that he's in a gay relationship with Tyler the Creator.
That's a joke thing.
And Tyler
by the
the Creator's denying
he's
it.
bisexual.
Okay,
not Jaden. Tyler the Creator says he's bisexual. Okay. Jaden hasn't released what he is.
I haven't finished my list.
Sorry. So I just feel like I have to.
Yeah, so he gets with a white chick, then he says he's with Tyler the Creator. And then Will Smith used to be a Scientologist.
Yeah, he did.
Jada had an affair that's been released from 30 years ago. So it's been released now. It happened 30 years ago or something?
With who?
Jada.
I thought they were just best friends and they used to maybe date.
No, it's come out that she had an affair.
With another one.
I don't know who it was.
Another one.
Not another one, the same one.
That wasn't
I'm giving the lineup everything that's going on.
He's not even 30 yet. The guy should have
been not 30 years ago, whatever. A couple of years ago. Whenever it happened.
That's from last year.
August.
Yeah, August.
Yeah, whenever it came out. So this is the lineup. Do you think...
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's like 30 years ago. Damn. Put her on that list. Oh, sorry.
So do you think that they're attention seeking or doing it for publicity?
No, they're just in the light. Like there's lots of scandals that happen in family. It's just unfortunate that they're in the light and they've got people exposing what's happening between them, because we wouldn't have known this unless August came forward and said this stuff.
Yeah.
But do you think Tyler the Creator and Jaden are even together?
No, they're best friends.
So is it for publicity?
No, it's just what boys do. Do you remember boys in our school? They were always so fruity. People used to touch people.
No boys I knew were so fruity.
Oh, our school was
like,
so
we're
fruity.
Dating online.
You know what? I can't lie. Listen, we had our moments where we were fruity and that.
What did you go on your face? No, you did not do that.
Yeah, but not like on that. Not on that.
That's like, and still push it when he's denying it and keep going.
Do you know what? Yeah, he does come across as a bit camp.
Jaden,
yeah, he does come across as camp.
But it's like, is it a publicity stunt though?
Because he was raised to be
all of it.
He was raised to be comfortable with who he is. He was raised to be different. He was raised to not think that, hey, you're not black for doing this.
But outside of their careers, if they don't have an acting job, they're doing these things, and it's like, okay, an affair comes out. You're doing that red table tour. It's like you're doing the most right now, and it's like I'm kind of like
they're making their money. Like the Kardashians are taking over. This is exactly what we mean. Is when when black people start trying to do the same kind of things, trying to build their own foundations. They're trying to build their own what is it, a broadcasting company, whatever it is.
Yeah.
And this all has to start from somewhere. You have to get people talking about you. People wanting to. This is what freaking Kim Kardashian did with Ray J with the sex tape with the Playboy cover.
So do you think it was all set up then?
Maybe, we don't know, but it's lined up well.
Yeah, I know. Like people talking about them.
They capitalized on it.
Yeah,
Which is true, but we should be kind of like, we shouldn't be turning our backs on them, because you don't see these white people turning their backs on the Kardashians, like, well, they are now.
no, I
but
think
it's
some
been
do.
so
I
long
think some do,
there.
because some people just don't.
Yeah, now because
But
they're
they
doing a
haven't
lot
done
for the
true.
community as well. So
It's
people
true.
are shunning them a lot.
It's true. Black people have got a lot more to say about the Kardashians here more than white people do actually. To be honest with you, we've got a lot to say in everything when it comes to these things. That's what I'm trying to say. You're right.
But we're still talking about them, which is still making people put them in the newspapers.
Yeah.
People stopped talking about Paris Hilton so much. So what happened? She started being in the news, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what I'm like. Is it publicity then?
Of course, it's publicity.
Yeah,
That's
of
what this
course.
day and age is.
So is there, do
everything
people,
for clout.
black people have a right to be kind of like they shun them because they're just like not really being
They
real?
shouldn't be shunned for being different. We should stop
Nah.
shunning people for no freaking reason. The people are so quick to cancel for no absolute reason.
And do you think they're even being shunned?
They are a bit. People
I don't know.
people always.
I know a
commenting
lot
on
of black
them.
people
I've
that
never
like
seen
Will Smith
someone
and stuff.
say something positive about Jaden. Like, you rarely see anyone saying anything positive about him. They're always like, he's weird, blah blah blah, because they don't understand him.
I don't think black people should be shunning anyone
Yeah.
of our same colour as us. Like,
Or just anyone in general.
just anyone, because we already know how it feels like
Precise.
to be shunned. You know what I'm saying? Just because. I don't know, man. Black people are just more. If they're so infatuated with toxicness, like they're so infatuated with being a hard guy and so on and so forth. It ain't cool to be a bad man. It's not cool to always have a permanent screw face and walk down the road. You understand what I'm saying? It's not cool. Like it's not cool. But that's what we seem to like. It's like you said. It's television, innit? That's what we seem to see all the time. Is that. So if you're not that sort of type of person, then you can't be that guy. Like that's just dumb. Like that's just no, man. Like,
yeah, but do you think the lineup of what I said has been a good example for black people anyway?
No,
It's not. That's
no,
but that's
it's
life.
not
You
been
can't
good.
say that
That's
they've
just
been.
life.
Yeah. You can't
Not
be
giving
saying
sex talks to your daughter though. That's a bit weird.
Well, I think it's better than not
Why
having
not?
any sex talks. Look
On
at
TV.
T.I. Look what
Not
T.I.
on
was
TV
doing with his
though.
daughter, having her pull up to her gynecologist to make sure that her hymen's still in check, and then telling everyone in the world.
It wasn't just a
Like-
sex talk. It was something I can't remember. I remember seeing it and I was thinking even myself like that's a bit weird.
It's weird when they had the
Oh, go on.
when they had the episode, you know, with Will and Jada, and then she's also there as well. You're just sitting there going in front of your daughter, like she's especially because she's only
Talking
16,
about being
15.
with girls or something, maybe.
All of it is just so freaking.
Weird.
It's
How
too
old is she?
open.
Yeah.
She's 15, 16 now.
Well, Willow,
Yeah.
she can't be 15, 16.
Jesus,
man.
she's.
Maybe she's an adult now.
Nah, she's an adult
Yeah.
now. She should be.
She can't be.
But either way, I don't know. Celebrities sometimes do
They're
things.
grown, innit?
Yeah.
I don't know. They're grown. Like they're grown, innit?
Oh, she's 19.
She's 19 years
Now,
old.
yeah, but then when Red Table came out, she was
Last
like,
year. Same
Last
thing.
year.
Yeah. Just before the Jordan Woods scandal. Will
Yeah.
Smith's goddaughter.
They're grown.
well, Will Smith used to be a Scientologist, so.
It's all sorts. Excuse me.
No, I'm joking. I don't mind Will Smith and stuff. I don't mind their careers, but I feel like sometimes I'm reading these
Yeah, it's
articles, I'm like, is this just like for attention?
Let's remember the articles are propaganda as well. We're
Yeah.
reading what they want us to think.
Did they even
That's
sign off
going-
on this?
I was quite disappointed though with the whole scandal, with the whole August scandal and stuff. I was disappointed in Will, just simply because Will likes to protest about how, you know, being in a relationship and, you know, like he wasn't real, being in a perfect relationship, and I'm quite disappointed about that because people, they look up to.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
J.
not
Cole
good
made
at
songs
all.
about them and now look.
Yeah, like you should just kept it real. You should just kept it real and said, "This is what we have. We have this thing, innit? This is how we keep our relationship going." And he didn't do that, and that's what disappointed me. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you, because it was like he came across as if things were perfect. Like you know, yeah, we have our
So
hard
we can't
times.
idolize these people. Like, they should have taught their.
Yeah, you shouldn't idolize
That's
celebrities.
when I realized, that was another thing. This 2020 that I realized you shouldn't be idolizing people because not everything is what it seems. Yeah. So I was disappointed in him just purely because of the fact that you should have just kept that real. Just because everybody already had their speculations that you lot have open relationships. So if you just kept it real, no one did. I would have still looked at you as Will Smith.
Like, but he didn't keep it real. Yeah.
He didn't keep it real. That's when it was like, nah, I can't. Like, when you know what it is. It's like I grew up watching these guys, innit? You know when you like. You don't really have a father figure in that, so like when I look at Will Smith, it's like a father figure. It's like a father figure. So when you're seeing that, you're thinking, I actually look up to you like more than that. Do you know what I mean? That's what you're right. You can't always be looking up to these celebrities and stuff, because I actually looked up to him like that. But then now, because that's just come out in my head, I'm now thinking you must be on some other stuff.
You must keep some mad secrets, like. This one just put a smile on it and just like,
you know the way he acted this more, he looked a bit too
bad
convicted.
Marriage for life, and you're like, what?
Yeah. Too much conviction with that. Too much conviction when he said that, and I thought,
One thing I thought was a bit weird of Will Smith, but this is me personally. Like, his son was doing a performance about his Icon song, and then Will Smith jumped on stage like, I am an icon, and we had some icon kids, and I was like, why are you stealing your son's moment? Like, it's so weird.
He's hyping him up.
No, he was stealing it. He was being like, he's the icon.
Because he knows loads of people talk even more about it. People talk more about it, especially.
He could have been there and said a different rap. Instead of stealing that, he's the icon. Like, why can't you let your son be the icon?
Jaden's always gonna have to accept that. Like, Will Smith's
dad,
Will
Smith's like, I'm not backing down.
Yeah, like he achieved a lot. He's gonna have to accept that. One day he'll break away from it, though. I think he's breaking away from it already. Like when I look at Jaden, I don't think about Will like that.
When you listen to his rap, his rapping's so different to freaking Will. Will's clean. Will didn't like to use swear words, but he's a nerd. I like how he's an antisocial kind of nerd. In his music.
He just needs to separate from his parents a bit.
That's all he needs to do, man. Stop living off Jada and Will. Just become your own person. And I think he will. I already see it now. Is he?
They're the ones that use the recyclable things.
No way.
Just water, whatever it's called. He's one of the founders.
I guess when you got money nowadays,
you can. It's easy. Yeah.
Oh, we had one more story about what's his name? That's a Raven.
What?
Actually, we're gonna save it next week.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Okay, well that's it from us. Hope you guys enjoyed watching and listening. Tune in next week Sunday. Bye guys. God bless you all and your family. Bye.
Take care.
What a beautiful